We were pretty famous back in high school.
Trust us. Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
Hello, welcome to High School Famous. Sean will be joining us shortly after he's done eating his drumstick that he was so generously crunching into my ears a second ago, but muted his microphone so that you all wouldn't have to hear it. I'm Matt, and wait for it.
I'm Sean.
There he is. And now he's back to eating his ice cream cone. Well, hey, here comes another episode. Are you ready? So I made a realization that you probably also made, Sean, that this episode is posting on a pretty special day. Sean just shrugged. This episode, if you're listening to it on the day it drops, it's Sean's birthday. Holy cow.
Yay.
Yeah. So, I don't know, we just make this like a special Sean's birthday episode?
Well, we can do whatever we're going to do, and we could just, like, dedicate the episode to me.
We could.
Maybe.
We could. So we have a couple options, possibly. I did look up some people's worst birthday stories.
Oh, that could be good.
We could read that. And I can also read you some things that I had people send me to read to you for your birthday.
You didn't really do that.
I actually did.
Wow.
I reached out to a bunch of people and asked them to write me things that I could read to you for your birthday.
Wow. Well, I mean, we could do both, right? Because, I mean, I'm sure...
Yeah, we could do both.
I'm sure you don't have an episode's worth of stuff that people have written to me or to you for me.
It depends on how long you want to linger on each one.
I don't know.
I mean, we're about 3 minutes in, so it's not looking good that it would take a whole episode.
Well, we still have to get through this very wordy dad joke, mind you.
It's true. So why don't we do that? It better be birthday related.
Well, why would it?
It could be.
It's not.
It could be a joke about birthdays.
It's actually about working at a bank. Or, being someone
I hope
who
that didn't give away the punchline.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
All right. I got fired from my job at the bank today. An old lady came in and asked me to check her balance. So I pushed her over. She
Turned
had
out
poor balance.
It's a sperm bank, so she shouldn't even have been there.
Yeah.
Unless she was
She was
withdrawing.
collecting.
Yeah,
She was withdrawing from her account. Yeah. A sizable withdrawal, might I add. Her account, yeah. It's that. I mean, that would
kind of infer
somewhere.
that she also deposits, or I guess that somebody deposits money
into her account.
Deposits into her account.
If you donate,
mm-hmm.
then you're someone who's trying to use those donations to help your situation along. I suppose it's like an open account that anyone can access. I don't know if it's her account.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, only certain people can actually access it, but anybody has the means to have those people access it for them.
Yeah, so she was just going in. I don't want
anybody off the street just going in and having access to my deposits.
Yeah, if I wanted that to happen, I would give it to them directly.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, their back is turned.
Banks banks get robbed all the time.
They do.
Yeah. So, I mean, your deposit's not necessarily safe there. It's better for you just to hold on to it yourself. Though, it doesn't make any interest.
It does not earn any interest. I don't think in either bank.
I don't think it does
scenario.
In the bank either. I mean, I think you have a better chance at it earning interest in yourself.
I mean,
if you hold on to it yourself.
Call me old-fashioned, but I keep it in a pile under the mattress.
Oh, it's not on the mattress?
No, anyone. No, that's out for anyone to see. Then you cleverly.
I keep mine in a sock.
Okay, I mean that's limited amount of space. In between the mattress and the box spring, you got a lot of area.
I have a lot of socks.
Okay, but you're not allowing yourself to wear said socks anymore.
I have a lot of socks I don't wear. This is an actual real thing that I was thinking about the other day that I'm like, I need to go through and get rid of. I have like almost 2 full drawers of socks
that you donate in
that I pretty much don't wear
because you've donated.
I don't donate into all of them.
Half of them?
I have specific socks I donate into.
Right, but those eventually...
It's not donate, it's depositing.
Deposit, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah, bank terms. So you must run out of space in those specific socks eventually and then need to add to
it takes a while to fill a sock.
Now, do you store those socks under the mattress?
No, they're in a drawer.
Oh, so even less space. You're not being very efficient with your use of space.
Do you think a drawer, 2 full drawers, is less space than the space underneath one mattress, which is like there's not a lot of height under a mattress. So I think overall square footage.
It depends on how much you deposit.
Close.
My bed's like an Oreo cookie.
Mm-hmm. Double stuffed.
It's getting there.
Dude, once you go double stuffed, not to change the subject directly, fully to Oreos at this point, but please let's do that.
Yeah.
Once you've gone double stuffed, man, you can't go back to regular.
I disagree. I will even have
regulars
I'll even have the thin Oreos. Yeah,
thins. I think are fine because I believe the cookie to cream ratio on a thin is perfect. Regular Oreo, it's just I just don't. Or you're not a big cream guy though, are you?
Well, so wait a minute. I mean,
besides all the deposit talk, you're clearly a big cream guy. But
we've established that we moved on from that, and now we're specifically talking about cookies. So I like a good double stuffed Oreo as well, but once I tried a double stuffed Oreo, I had no problem going back to regular Oreos. Because I don't think if you're arguing that a thin Oreo, the cookie to cream ratio is perfect, I don't think that if you just multiply that equally, it doesn't reach what a double stuffed Oreo is. So they're two very different.
No.
It
also doesn't. It's not the same as what a regular Oreo is either.
Okay, so would you say then, based on that description, that your favorite Oreo is the thin Oreo because it's got the perfect cream to cookie ratio?
I'd say as far as like if I'm just gonna like go in dry, as in not dip it in milk. If I'm just gonna eat it without milk, yes, the thin is perfect.
Yeah, okay.
If I'm milking it, if I'm getting it all milky, then double stuffed all the way.
Okay, yeah, I
mean, I'll eat a regular, but it's just kind of like meh at this point, you know.
I'll remain impartial to. I mean,
it's like a Pringle.
I don't know. I don't recall if I've ever dunked a thin Oreo in milk before.
It's fine.
I don't know if I've done that.
It's unnecessary, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think they're fine without milk. I think eating regular Oreos without milk is just kind of like, I don't know, it's too much.
Even if you twist it open and then eat the cream part and then the cookie parts after that?
No, I would no. I don't eat
remove
the cookies separate are trash. Cookies by themselves are trash.
Well, you can remove the cream sheet and then eat the cookie parts and then eat the cream sheet at the end as the dessert.
Why would I want to eat them separately? The whole point is to eat them together.
Yeah, but some people do that. They twist,
some people are monsters.
Well, the Oreo
people shoot up schools.
Nabisco doesn't agree because they featured that in some of their advertisements. Okay.
Why would you pronounce it like that?
Because, like you, I've been watching some British television.
Yeah.
There's a new series of Taskmaster on that debuted this week, and I think it was a pretty strong opening episode.
Yeah, there was a couple moments in it that were pretty fantastic, especially the way it ended with the having to putting everything on a balance beam and seeing which outweighs the other, and the guy makes the joke at the end like, equal weight, and it almost just it stayed level for a while before it finally tipped one other way. That would have been
and
hilarious.
I love that one, the welly, was filled with a chain.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, I'm like, as soon as he starts putting stuff up, I'm like, they're not just going to be normal weighted things. They're going to fuck with the weights for sure.
See, I don't, and someone, there's already been at least one example. I'm trying to remember if there was more than one, where they just totally beat the system with the whole moving that giant inflated duck into the pond or whatever they did.
Oh yeah, where they just moved everything out of the way.
Someone just took all the barriers out of the way and moved the rope wider so they could just walk it down. It was that. I mean, episode 1.
That one and the one where they had to like attach the most body parts to the most body parts of the other person.
Cutting the hair.
That was pretty genius.
Yeah, so I mean, it's promising. I'm hoping for a well entertaining series here.
Yeah, I think this is the first series where I know of the least amount of people that are involved with it. Like all the seasons previous to that, I was pretty familiar with more than most of the people. Not more than most. I was pretty familiar with most of the people in each series, but this is the first one where I'm kind of sort of familiar with 2 of them, but not super familiar with them.
I'm trying to think. I think that I've only recognized one person throughout every single series.
Like prior to what? Like, so of all, what are we on? 16?
Yeah.
Of all 16 series, you've only ever recognized one person prior to watching any of it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Which person?
She's Irish, I think. That woman
From
with
last
dark
season?
hair. No, this is like maybe 5th. I don't remember which one it was. But yeah, no, it was a while ago, and I don't remember where I would have seen her on anything. But yeah, I don't know any of them. If Jimmy Carr was on, then yeah, I'd recognize him.
He'll never do it. He's too big.
No, I haven't recognized anybody that's been on there.
Oh yeah, there's
except that one. Yeah,
usually 3 or 4 of them every season. I'm pretty well aware of them.
3 or 4? There's only 5 contestants. Yeah.
I usually know of most of them going into each series. This is the first one that I've kind of know the least amount of people on it.
You are that far in,
them, but I know of them.
Right. You recognize.
Oh, dude, I love British comedy just because they don't really pull punches with stuff. They'll really kind of go for shit, and it's just a different kind of sense of humor, and it's
I also think they're less afraid of, quote unquote, being canceled for saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is just a different style. And I'm getting a feeling just from watching this show. I don't know how people from England are as a whole, but it seems like to be a comedian over there, or at least someone who would appear on this show, is you got to be really, really awkward and bizarre. Because there are so many people.
There's a lot of weird, awkward ones.
Yes, and sometimes I wonder if it's a shtick, if it's a put on, or if it's really them. But it seems like it's really them when they're just talking.
Yeah. In
between watching the tasks and whatnot. It's just so quirky. It's quirky.
It's quirky indeed. So I attempted to do something today, Sean.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So I worked this morning, and then after work, I was like, you know what? As soon as I get home, I could probably walk over to that card shop.
No way.
Yes,
now you say attempted. So what happened?
I went there. I walked inside. I talked to the guy. He said he's not authorized to purchase things. Only the owner is. And the owner is not going to be there till Tuesday. And also, the majority of what I have is all kind of 90s, 80s, 90s stuff.
The heyday of baseball?
Definitely not.
No.
He says he's not really kind of purchasing stuff in that era right now because it's not very popular.
It's not very
He's
hot.
mostly buying 70s stuff right now. So he said I could definitely come back Tuesday to see if he wants to buy anything.
Well, I'm not gonna say I can predict the pattern or when things become, fall in and out of popularity. But the 70s were anywhere from 50 to 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean you need to wait another 20?
I just got to hold on to those cards another 20 years.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, you were on a fast track to be doing that anyway. So.
Oh yeah, I mean.
So now
it's not harming me any longer. Just holding on to them.
So now the real question: when Tuesday rolls around, by the time this episode drops, Matt,
yes,
will you have gone back to said card store?
It will depend because the card store closes at 4:30, and I usually don't get home until about that time. So he did say that sometimes he closes at 5, but I'm like, okay.
So does the owner ever work on a Saturday? That's the real
I didn't
question.
ask, actually.
Oh, that means you secretly don't want to get rid of these cards.
No, I mean, at this point, well, the guy said he might be interested in the unopened packs.
Because they might be from the 70s.
No, they're from 91, I think.
Yeah, well, just, play it up.
I can't play it like lie about when they came from. It says 91 on the outside of the packaging.
They're in a 91 box, but you don't know.
Like it's a misprint. It was supposed to say 19, and then they didn't print the 74 on the outside as well.
No, it could just be an error. Like a couple packs of 70s cards could have got slipped in that set by mistake. We don't know. Mistakes happen all the time.
It's true.
There's a double minted quarter out there somewhere. I don't know what double minted means. Do you mint coins? Yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah, coins are minted, yeah. I believe that just means the date that's on them.
Is that all it means?
I don't know. Something like that.
Well.
Sean,
Matt.
let's get into some of your birthday greetings.
All right, let's I'm wondering who these are from. I'm very curious. How many people did you reach out to?
About 20 something.
20? Do I know 20 people?
I assume so. I'm sure you know more than that.
Are these going to be from people that you know that I don't know?
That would be foolish.
Like Rockets and
Rockets
and Smith.
Rockets, as in like the things that fly into space.
No, the guy you guys call Rockets over there in Chicago. We were out with Rockets when we were out there. We all went out, met up with Rockets. Remember? It was a good old night. Rockets, And besides, using that example, I know this person then, and they know me, so I can't.
Yeah,
give them as an example of someone that doesn't know me. That 20 people, huh? Okay, fine.
I mean, not. I didn't get stuff back from everybody I reached out to because I also did this kind of last minute-ish. I can't remember when I sent the original email. Maybe it was earlier this week, I think.
It was an email.
Yes. Well, so first it was an email. Then I realized, there's some people that I don't have emails of. So then I reached out to a few people on Instagram. And then I realized I could also reach out to a few people via Facebook as well. So I reached out on a few different platforms and got responses in a few different locations. So I'm actually just reading. I'm going to read them to you in the order in which I got them.
All right, sure.
I don't know if that means anything.
You mean you didn't read them? But it just
happens to be how I got the responses.
Now, if I were you, well, I should say if I were doing this for you, I would have read them all and ordered them by excitement level and
no, that's not fun.
Epicness and intensity.
No, it's always good to, peak in the middle and then let it just kind of fade out with a really crappy one at the end.
That's what I always tell her.
When you're making your deposits.
It's payday. I say, hey, lady, it's payday.
So who got paid?
Once every 2 weeks.
Oh, that's sad. All right, Sean, your first birthday greeting. Oh, yeah, Sean Tattoo.
What? Oh, I was going to say.
Immediately.
No. What if we did this?
Okay.
What if, I was going to say, maybe I should try to guess who it's from, but maybe you should read it first,
you can do that
and then I can try to guess who it's from.
Sure.
Why not? Fun? It's fun.
We can try that.
Hey, this is my birthday and I call the shots.
So I'll just have to make sure nothing states too clearly in any of them, because some of them are signed
At the
by
end.
people.
Probably at the end. Unless they like to peek in the
then
middle.
there's additional sometime. All right, I'll have to I'll edit on the fly if I need to. All right, first one. Oh yeah, Sean Tattoo. I remember him from high school.
That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Guess.
Good
luck.
Tom Rasmussen.
No, I'll give you a hint. You were hanging out at his house tonight.
Oh God. Well, that would be the one and only Josh Gilbertson.
Correct. Yes.
The mixer of our theme song, and also member along with you of the noted musical group One of Two.
I just recently was listening to that episode.
Good on him then. I'm not sure when you reached out, but he did not mention one thing about any of this while I was there.
He was the first person to respond to me, and it was like the next day, I think he responded.
You know why? Because that's what he responded with. He put zero thought into his response, and so he was very quick to send that reply.
Yeah, hold on. Let me read you the entire reply email he sent me.
I thought
It's not much longer. Well, no, that was just what he told me to
say. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Shit. Let me go back in here. Why isn't it letting me show the whole thing?
This is great. This is better than me trying to
I know.
guess.
Sorry. I was trying to... Oh, I thought you were saying this is great, me looking up the...
No, that's what I mean.
Why won't it let me look at everything now?
While you're looking that up, I will talk about...
I don't know why it won't let me look at the entire email.
Oh, that's weird.
But, yeah.
It's been removed from the server.
Nah, I think it's just my phone. I'm having issues looking at it through my phone.
Could be. Too bad you're not anywhere near a computer.
No, I am, but it's it's still like it got rid of everything but the last email.
That's really strange.
So I can only see like the last person that replied to me. Or I guess maybe if I check. Yeah, I don't know. That's really weird that it's doing that. Like even the inbox one and the sent one and everything. It's gone now. But basically it was just like, put me down for this. And that's all he said.
Okay, well, that was worth it.
But, well, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was basically that. Just put me down for this quote. And that was it.
Gotcha. I bet you he walked around with his hands folded behind his back, pacing, and he was dictating this to Melissa, and Melissa typed it up.
Melissa, take this down. I knew him once.
I received a request from a Matthew Schlegel to deliver my feelings about someone's birthday, and here's what I have to say. Read that back to me.
Essentially, what my email out to people was, hey, Sean's birthday's coming up. Our episode's going to drop on his birthday. Send me any well wishes or fun stories you have of Sean, or any sort of roasts you want to throw at him, or just make something up.
Sure. Yeah.
So some of these are just memories.
Okay. So with that in mind, I'm very disappointed in Josh's reply. This to me was a huge missed opportunity for him to make something crazy up or roast me really hard.
Oh. Well, what we can say is true about what he wrote is that was a weird way of me saying, but what we can say about what he sent was it's true.
That you're right.
He does remember you from high school,
so it counts as a memory. Maybe that was that's his angle. He's like, this will be an intentionally uninteresting memory that still does qualify as a memory.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he's won me over again. I'm back on his side.
Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So here's the next one. I remember back when Sean took a second job at Cub. I don't remember if he was saving up for something or just wanted more hours, but in his brief time there, including his interview, he faked a British accent. I believe he worked with other people from our school there, and no one brought up the issue.
That is not true.
somebody brought up the issue later on, right? Nobody called you out, so to speak.
From what I remember, Josh's brother, actually, Adam, was not working there, but I believe he was there at a time talking to one of his friends who did work there. And I think they were making threats that they were going to rat me out. But I guess if that counts, I don't know. You know those guys.
Why ruin somebody's fun?
Okay, remember, okay, Adam was wanting to squash this whole accent thing. Josh was not very pleased with my newsletter and decided to come out with an anti-newsletter bulletin.
True.
So this family hates seeing people pursue their dreams.
Sure.
Of being a British grocery store employee.
Who writes newsletters? Maybe they just hate those specific things. I don't know. I've never really directly asked them, but that could be it. Maybe.
That one. Let's see. So they worked with me at this grocery store.
Doesn't state that at all.
Oh, I thought it said that.
Nope. They just said that they remember when you did that.
I am not going to be able to guess who that is because
you're not going to get any of these right.
Oh, good.
Well, no, that's not true. You'll get some of them right for sure.
It was Clarsey.
No, it was Eric.
That's okay. All right. I guess he remembers that. I thought he had forgotten that. I think he specifically told me he forgot all about that. Well, independently bringing it up to me to tell me that.
No.
All right. Thanks, Eric. And prior to that, thanks, Josh.
All right. Next one. My favorite Sean story is when he interviewed for a rival grocery store job whilst using a British accent.
Oh no. So their only portion of the memory is me interviewing for the job.
Mm-hmm. This person originally got the story a little wrong, and I corrected them.
Of course, you did
on it, and they So I changed their quote slightly to be correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Liz.
No. This was from Adam Bongard.
Mute boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Adam. Come back on the show sometime.
All right. Next one. We recall Sean working at our company many years back, only to discover later that he didn't really have a British accent.
Aside from the first response, I'm getting suspicious.
What?
That all of these responses are revolving that one thing.
No.
This is a complete coincidence?
No.
No, it's not.
Did you hear what I read?
Sure. Go ahead.
We recall Sean working for our company many years back, only to discover that he didn't really have a British accent.
So this is Cub Foods themselves? Yes. Cub Foods.
Yeah.
You reached out.
I wrote that one just because I thought it would be funny to have three in a row.
Well,
So that one was fake. I made that up.
Well, I thought that it could have been someone that actually worked for Cub at the time, and maybe they still do, and they said our company just because they work there.
Right. I see where your mind went on that one.
But I'm hoping that the rest.
No, I think that was it. That was the reason I wrote that one and put it there, is because I got two quotes that were basically kind of the same.
I like that. I like that.
You should definitely get this next.
Don't assume anything.
I no assumption. You will 100% get this one right.
Okay.
All right. Happy birthday, Sean. I wanted to say happy birthday and talk briefly about the fact that we have known each other for 20 years. We worked together in the summer of 2003 for literally a few months, and we kept in touch and stayed friends all these years. The only reason this makes sense to me is because you have never had any other friends. I'm kidding, of course. You have one friend named Matt Schlegel. We kept in touch, mostly via text, in a pretty funny and specific way. I would get a happy Thanksgiving from you every year when it is celebrated in Canada, which is always in early October. I would then return the favor on American Thanksgiving, and on it went from there. My favorite, though, was just a few years ago when, for some reason, you had a calendar with all the Canadian observances, festive day, and religious holidays printed on it. Labor Day, U.S. Labor Day, Remembrance Day, U.S. Memorial Day. Remembrance Day observed. Christmas, U.S. Christmas. Boxing Day, Victoria Day, U.S. Memorial Day, just to name a few. Thank you. Thank you for that. Anyways, I am happy we met, and thanks for always making me laugh. Let's chat soon. Love you, buddy. Happy birthday, U.S. birthday. How old are you?
Nice. Well, that's clearly Avril Lavigne.
Is she Canadian?
She is.
Oh. It was Ryan Reynolds.
I hope that... Oh, that Ryan Reynolds. Now it all makes sense. I hope Scott doesn't find out that I also share this Canadian holiday thing with Avril Lavigne and Ryan Reynolds, because he thinks he's the only one. Hate to break it to you, Scotty boy.
It's a good thing we're not recording this.
I know. It's a good thing he'll never listen.
Well, there you go, Sean. You got one right.
But Avril might.
Avril might listen?
She might. No, that was a good one.
Things so complicated.
And Scott, to clear something up with you, it's not that I had subscribed to all of the Canadian holidays. I still am currently subscribed to the Canadian holidays. I've just gotten lazy about it.
Oh, you've gotten lazy about canceling the subscription or emailing or texting him all the time?
I've gotten lazy about continuing to text him on wishing him a happy, Canadian specific holiday as it pops up on my calendar.
I believe you can set a thing on your phones now to have it send text messages at specific times. You can type a text message and then put a date on it to send it.
That sounds like just slightly more work than doing it on the day itself. Because not only am I typing the text out, I'm now scheduling it versus just typing it and sending it.
Well, if there's a feature to have it set to do it at the same time every year, then you can just do it the one time and then it'll always send the text message for you.
That is true, but I will call
even
out
after you're dead, that'd be creepy.
But I will call out the fact that I'm not receiving holiday greetings from this person either anymore. So this is a two-way street, Scott. Yes, I may have started the tradition, but just because I had a lull, that he cannot do it and put in the work to carry it on without me.
You guys kind of ghosted each other.
We sure did. Canadian ghost.
Honeymoon phase is over after 20 years.
20 years. It's finally over. I'm finally kind of getting a taste for what else is out there. What other Canadians are out there that I can entertain with my wiles? I'm looking at you, Jim Carrey. I'm looking at you, Pam Anderson. I'm looking at you, Justin Bieber. I'm looking at you. I don't know if Drake is Canadian, but he was on the Canadian show Degrassi. He is Canadian. I'm looking at you, Drake. I'm sorry that your character got shot in the back in that one episode, and then you had to be wheelchair bound for the rest of the show. Drake from State Farm.
No.
He was in...
You didn't mention Mike Myers.
I was getting there.
No.
I'm looking at you, Mike Myers.
Oh, there it is.
I'm looking at you...
Dumb?
I'm all out. I'm all out of...
Okay.
Who else?
Should I continue with your birthday wishes? Not your birthday wishes. Your birthday well wishes?
Yeah, let's... Yeah. Something's
all
making a noise in here.
It's you. On to the next one. All right. Sean is one half of the High School Famous podcast, but also somehow 100% of its jerk quota. He's the back half. He's the back half of the podcast's Halloween costume, and the front half never showed up. So it's just Matt and a horse's ass. Meeting Sean in person was nice, as only seeing him during remote recording didn't explain the source of his little man syndrome. He's not exactly short, because that might be endearing. He is instead at middling height to match his performance in all other things. At least we think so. Sean's more forgettable than our last piss. With great respect, the people who sent this. Wait, I mean regret. Great regret. Who was it?
I'm going to guess that these are the members of AON.
Correct.
Oh!
James sent it to me, but on behalf of everyone.
I don't agree with being accused of being 100% of the jerk quota of the podcast. You contribute a large amount of jerk. which results in a lot of your sock deposits.
In that sense, yes.
Yeah.
But that's off the record.
But you talked about it on the record just moments ago.
No, the actual act is off the record.
Sure. Okay.
Speaking of it is fine.
Got it. Why? Why is that
I'm not
fine?
doing it because I'm not doing it during the podcast.
Look, I can still claim to be that I felt uncomfortable with you talking about it, and I can still report you to HR. This podcast has an HR department. No one works there. No one works there. No one manages the email box. So don't
who
reply
are
to
you
it
complaining
directly.
to?
The HR department.
Okay.
We
so
have
once
an HR.
Once we hire somebody, they can take action against me.
It's hshrfamouspod@gmail.com. And it's an unmanaged mailbox. So no one will ever read anything you send to it.
What a confusing email.
I know. But you can send official complaints and reports of harassment of any form in their workplace. You can report someone causing the workplace to be both toxic and hostile if you choose.
It's a really interesting situation for a podcast of two people to give complaints to HR about other employees. About other employees.
Yeah,
kind of
oddly enough. You know why I know all about this?
Because
I've received several complaints from some anonymous other employee, and
I think you might be receiving one now.
Yeah, off the record.
I don't know personally.
All right, so that was Aaron without the R. That's what I'll call those guys.
All right, next. Happy birthday, Sean. It always meant a lot to me that he texted me. I'm reading because that's how it was addressed to me.
They're talking to you.
So I have to. Yeah,
right.
I'm on the fly editing. I didn't catch that one. It always meant a lot to me that you texted me at Christmas for years after I moved away. A class act all around and a great friend. So who did you text at Christmas after they moved away?
Moved away.
You did it for years.
Okay.
But apparently it seems like that means you don't do it anymore.
I'm not going to guess this one because I've on and off texted Merry Christmas to a lot of people. Not to say that this person isn't special. But I don't know. I don't know. This person has been a guest.
They've been a guest and they've moved away.
Mm-hmm.
So who moved away and was also a guest on our show?
Moved away? Was it Matt Riddle?
Correct.
I used to text him at all, let alone say Merry Christmas.
Wow.
No, I don't even remember having his number.
Sean, he listens.
Wait, do I have his number now?
You have his email?
Yeah, but I wouldn't email Mary. I don't email anybody anything. I wonder because
might have to start.
I reconnected him recently on Instagram. I think I don't know. I guess
you Instagramming him Merry Christmas?
No, man. This must have been a long time ago that this occurred because
it said 4 years. So apparently, for years you were doing it.
I don't have his number anymore that I know of.
Years implies at least 2 times.
At least 2 years, yeah. So did he move away? Did he graduate at Elk River or did he move before that?
I believe he graduated with us.
Okay, so we're talking at the very earliest, like 2002. So maybe it was like from 02 to 03 or something that I may have texted him Merry Christmas. Perhaps on the Christmas day, perhaps on some random day. I don't know. I was crazy back then.
Yeah, it just said at Christmas for years. So I guess it didn't mean on Christmas necessarily. So who knows what you were really doing? All right. So you got that one right. So you've gotten last 3 in a row.
What was the
this is turning around. You got
Scott, AON, and Matt.
Yep. So you're 3 out of 7 so far. 3 out of 6
Not bad.
3 out of 6 if we don't really count Cub Foods because it wasn't real.
Yeah, we can't count that one, but we also can.
True. Well, also this, there's no award for winning if you get more than not. So
It's called bragging rights, Matt. Bragging.
True. All right.
rights.
This next one you might also get, maybe. Hey, Sean, happy birthday. I'm very glad that despite your first impressions of me and my intelligence, you still chose to sit with me on occasion. Happy birthday and all the best. May your best day this year be your worst day next year. Gonna keep that answer?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and also, I don't think that that's going to happen.
Well, no. It's a great thought.
Yeah, and that's what he hopes for me, which is kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if your best day this year is still super bad?
This year, as in, like the year before the time that you're hearing.
Yeah, may your best day this year be your worst day next year. Yeah. So what if your best day is just awful?
So that means my next year can just be slightly above awful if this all works out. Well, that's better.
Yeah.
Right?
But I guess it wouldn't have much to be better then.
Yeah, it's a low bar. It's hard, you can't once you're at the rock bottom, there's no place to go but up.
True.
Or I guess stay at the bottom.
All right. Well, that's 4 in a row.
You're at 8
50,
or 7.
50%.
Or 4 out of Yeah. I'm batting 500. That's a sports reference, people. A sports reference.
Mm-hmm. Here's the next one. I hope you get what's coming to you.
Well, that's got to be Snooze Magoo.
No.
I hope you get what's coming to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give you a second guess. I'll give you a second guess when you get it wrong.
It's not Snooze Magoo.
No.
And we don't have any repeat entries or entrance or enterers.
There's no double entries.
I hope you get what's coming to you. Esther Ewart.
No.
Wait, did they say it in a nice way or a mean way?
They told me specifically to say it in a vaguely sinister voice.
Was it was this person a guest on the show before?
Yes, this person was also a guest on the show.
Was it Abby?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
We'll put an asterisk next to that point.
Yeah, that could be a half point, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know why we're keeping points.
Who cares? I like to donate my points.
No one's going to remember this.
I deposit my points. No one's going to remember this. This is going to be a repeat listen for many people. A repeat listen.
Yeah, why not? Anybody who's listening to this now, as soon as it's done, start it over.
Listen to it again.
But
I'm doing the devil horns. Yeah, listen to it on Spotify. Listen to it on Google Podcasts. Listen to it on Apple Podcasts. Listen to it on Apple Music. Amazon
pull it
Music.
Up on your browser. Listen to it from Libsyn directly.
Yeah, listen to it on Pocket Casts.
Yeah, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, some inferior third rate. Anyway, what's the next one?
Next one. I remember a time when I didn't know Sean. Now it's his birthday.
Okay. All right. I thought you said Josh didn't submit 2 answers.
It's a very Josh-like answer, yeah. I could have seen something like that coming from Josh as well.
Read it again. There's a time he didn't know me.
I remember a time when I didn't know Sean. Now it's his birthday.
Is that, again, without knowing who you reached out to, I'm going to guess that this was Travis.
No.
I'm going to guess that this was Al.
No.
I'm going to guess that this was, I don't know. This was a weird answer. I shouldn't say weird. I should say what a tough to guess response. What a stupid
thing to send me.
What a baby response. I don't know. I'm going to have to wait. I should guess something though, right? Because either way,
guessed 2 things.
Yeah, you're right. I can't guess anymore. I only get 2 guesses.
All right. Well, even though you got 3 on the last one, that was from Snooze.
Oh my gosh! I ruled him out because for some reason I thought I guessed him earlier.
You did guess him earlier, but you guessed wrong.
I meant correctly guessed him earlier. Damn it! All right. Well, thanks, Snooze. Also, I think anyway. I'll just thank blanketly.
Now, had you not ruled him out, would you have guessed him?
I could maybe. Yeah. I think he just was not entering my mind at all because I tricked myself into thinking I correctly guessed him earlier, so I was not considering it possible for it to be him this time.
Right.
All right, so I'm now at not 50%. I'm losing my
I don't
streak.
even remember where we're at now.
I'm not losing my streak. I've lost my streak.
Yeah, that did end your streak.
Well, because I had 4 in a row, and that was 50%. So now we must be 4 out of 9, right? That I've gotten correct?
1, 2. So 10 total if we count the Cub one.
We can't. That's not a person's
We're not counting
actual.
that. So out of 9. And you've gotten,
I think 4.
well, you got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row?
5 in a row?
Yeah.
Well,
because you got last. Oh no, you didn't get you. Well, you got Abby on the third guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Okay. All right. You'll probably get this next one.
Okay.
Sean and I were roommates for a short while. This came with some unique evenings. We each had our own bedroom into our own bathroom. One specific gloomy winter evening, I came back home with a couple of friends to hang out in the living room. Sean wasn't going to be joining us for very long since he was planning to have a lady over. Once she arrived, he excused himself and the two of them retired to his bedroom. Thinking nothing of it since he's a good boy, we went on with our evening. Throughout the evening, he would pop out into the kitchen for Capri Suns and E.L. Fudge cookies. Then suddenly we heard the shower in his bathroom turn on. Surprised by the sudden change of activity, we quickly turned down the volume and collectively we started eavesdropping. From his bathroom, we heard the sounds of a tender embrace. Then, quiet at first and almost a passionate whisper, we could hear her saying something. Then louder and louder, it became much more audible as she screamed, "Pull my dreads!" He has since denied this was ever real, but to all of us in the room that night, know what we heard and know it to be true. Sean, my friend, in the future, own up to your accomplishments and be proud. Based on a previous text from Sean, I presume he has already told the tale of our California road trip using an atlas to find our way across the country. But if it has never been said out loud, around the time of that trip, there was a mysterious Facebook profile that befriended everyone we knew and was a heroic anti-hero named Moo the Cow. This cow was brought to everyone's lives by Sean and I. There was nothing interesting between Minnesota and Colorado, so we made do with photos and stories of this magical cow. Sean, you are a lovely human and a great friend. Happy Earth Day.
Well,
who could it be?
I mean, I've taken so many road trips to California with so many different people.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also been roommates with all of them. That would Travis Cramsey?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, the one and only.
Now, this whole pull my dreads story, I don't know what this is. Because who was over at this evening? Who was over?
Well, okay, so
this is really a story about somebody else.
So so the pull my dreads thing is a thing that goes back to early 2000s, and it was a joke about me.
Right.
It was a joke about me saying pull my dreads.
Sure.
Which never happened.
I'm vaguely remembering that.
Yeah. It was Mark and Travis claiming that I screamed pull my dreads while taking a shower with a lady over.
Gotcha. But he applied that to me for this
twisted
response.
it and applied it to you for this story. So he basically was ragging on you while also ragging on me in your birthday greeting.
Yeah. That was a clever twist. I A for effort on that one. Mr.
I wish
Cramsey.
I could have been watching your reactions while I was trying to read it, but I couldn't.
I really just had a confused look on my face
for
most of it.
Because you're trying to be like, did this actually happen to me?
Well, once you said I was a roommate of his, and we had an apartment with our own rooms that led to our own bathrooms. I knew that was Travis in my first apartment. But I don't recall ever.
But then I lost you after that.
No, I don't recall ever having a lady over there. So So I'm like, well, what story is this? Because anyway, yeah, that was good.
All right.
But road trip, we did that.
Yeah, fucking moo the cow.
That was
great.
great.
You guys denied that for so long.
We did.
And everybody was just like, we know it's you guys. Like, we know you guys did it. You're like, no, it wasn't us.
That
we don't know. It's friends with us too. We have no idea what happened.
I loved Moo the Cow. That was a great profile. Was that a MySpace profile? Or was that
That's what I was going to
That's
what I was going to ask. I thought it was a MySpace thing.
It was.
I wasn't, because he said Facebook on here, but I'm pretty sure it was a MySpace thing.
Yeah, because that was before I was ever on Facebook, because I think at that time, either Facebook didn't exist yet, or it was only available to college students that you had to sign in with like a college email.
Right.
So yeah, it was MySpace. And that is the first of 2 fake profiles I've ever made one was on MySpace, one was on Facebook.
What other fake profile have you made?
One time when I paid a car off, I made a profile called Car Payment. And then I wrote a message, like a post to Car Payment, like basically breaking up with them. And then I wrote responses from Car Payment to my
how bored were you that you were like playing a game with yourself?
Look,
on Facebook.
This was another way to, because this was social media, right? People see
but
this.
Who was seeing it?
anyone who looked at my wall or whatever, So I was all about stuff like that back then, posting really goofy, silly stuff online, because that was since we weren't in school anymore. I couldn't directly
pre-Twitter.
I couldn't directly get my funny stuff out to everyone who we went to school with. So this was a new way to do it. And I was like, doing it. I would post really weird stuff.
That's definitely a Twitter thing to do.
Yeah. But now I don't really post anything anymore. Barely.
Yeah. Other than this.
And
you don't even post this. I do.
You don't. And I don't say anything funny on it either. I'm just a big old jerk.
Yeah. You're the back half of a...
I'm the back half of a horse costume.
Headless horse costume.
What I don't get about that analogy is, if you're the other half of the podcast and I'm the back half of the horse costume and the other half didn't show up, you're on the podcast, but they're saying you would be the other half of the horse, but they're also saying you didn't show up. Like,
I just didn't show up as the horse.
Yeah. So I guess
I just showed up as a human.
Well, then I'm just a man. I could convert that into just being a man in horse pants.
Yeah, I guess that works. Shall we go on?
No, I want to end here.
Oh, that's impossible.
Okay, let's go on. How many more of these are there? Not to sound impatient, but I'm just curious.
Like 4.
Okay, wow.
All right. Sean is witty with great observational material. Every time I see a tool hat or shirt, I think back to when we played disc. I was wearing a social indoor hat, my work. A random stranger at the course pointed it out and asked if I worked for social indoor. I confirmed. Sean then joined the conversation by pointing to his tool hat and saying that he does not work for Tool. The guy did not see the humor. More like, yeah, obviously. I, however, still smirk each time I think of that story.
Yeah, that is Al.
That is Al.
Yeah. He got a big kick out of that stupid thing I said. I think I even said, in case you're wondering, I don't work for Tool.
That sounds like you, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I forget exactly how I worded it.
Sean.
And that was just like within the last year.
Shit, that's a recent story.
I still got it. I'm still me.
You're on top of your game.
This jerk's not going anywhere, folks.
Yeah.
In case you can't see, I'm pointing to myself with my own thumb to suggest
in case you can't see.
To suggest that I am the jerk that's not going anywhere.
Who's got at least one thumb and is a jerk?
A self-aware jerk.
Next one. Happy 41st birthday. Whenever I think of Sean from our high school days, I think of 9 Inch Nails. And whenever I hear old Nine Inch Nails songs, it makes me think of sleeping over at his house and trying to fall asleep to their music, which of course I could never fall asleep to. So I'd lay there trying to figure out how he could fall asleep so easily. I also remember trying to tape down Sean's chest hair with some of our other friends so it wouldn't stick out of his shirt. But for the life of me, I can't remember why we did it. Such confusion on your face.
Yes. Wow. I have no idea. Were you part of this?
No.
Who is trying to tape down? I don't know. No idea.
I would try to.
Avril Lavigne.
Nope.
Was
Think
that close?
somebody we went to school with.
Oh, that's right. She's Canadian. Sleepover. 9 Inch Nails.
I don't personally recall this person. This person, I don't think ever slept over whenever I slept over at your house, because I don't recall them ever sleeping over at your house. I personally don't necessarily recall me and this person ever being at your house at the same time. It could have happened. I just don't recall it.
Wow. And trying to tape down chest hair is such a very weird thing to do.
This person also just found out today that we have a podcast.
Whoa. What?
So they might listen to this episode.
This person has slept over at my house.
Apparently, while listening to Nine Inch Nails.
While listening to Nine Inch Nails, and I would fall asleep to it, and they would wonder how they couldn't fall asleep to it.
For the record, Sean will fall asleep anywhere.
I'll fall asleep to modern day Nine Inch Nails.
You'll fall asleep during Zoom calls.
I'll fall asleep flying a plane.
Well, there's autopilot.
And this person took part in this sort of taping with other people.
Apparently.
So I was sleeping somewhere. I
don't think the sleeping and the taping are synonymous with each other.
So this wasn't.
I think these are two separate occasions.
So they're not saying that they were doing this while I was asleep?
No.
I was awake?
I don't know for sure, but to me, it seems like these are two separate instances.
I am not going to be able to guess this.
That was from Ashley Riddle. No relation to the previous Matt Riddle.
Yeah. Okay. I guess.
Thank you.
She had, I know she had stayed over. The chest hair thing, I no memory of this whatsoever. So if it was while I was awake, then I don't have any memory of it.
Maybe you were asleep.
Maybe I was asleep. And if so, that's really, I'm nervous to be around you if I'm sleeping or even drowsy, because I don't know what you're capable of.
Even drowsy. If I have taken any sort of medication,
right? If I have
that will not allow me to operate a vehicle.
If I have one NyQuil in my system, I want you nowhere near me. I hope your striking is going well, Ashley Riddle. Good luck out there. Stay strong.
Go get him, Slugger.
WGA and SAG-AFTRA. Although
is that strike still happening?
It's still happening, but she's an editor, so I don't know if
she was walking the picket lines with people.
No, that's right. But I'm saying, obviously, if the writers aren't writing and the actors aren't acting, then there's nothing to edit. So indirectly, she's maybe not working right now or doesn't have any projects she can. Oh yeah,
she's definitely her work is definitely affected by it for sure.
Yeah. So good luck to all that, and hope you guys get an agreement soon, and everyone can get back to doing what they do best,
keeping the masses entertained so we don't kill each other.
Writing another season of The Neighborhood.
No idea.
It's got Cedric the Entertainer on it, I think.
Never heard of it.
It's some network sitcom,
All right. I think you'll get this one.
Okay. What did you you probably didn't think I was going to get the last one, did you?
The one that I just read?
The Ashley Riddle one. You probably didn't think I was going to get that one.
Unless you somehow specifically remembered the taping chest hair down thing. But it sounds like there was multiple people involved, so even then, if you remembered it, there's a potential you would have gotten it wrong. You're trying desperately to remember it, aren't you?
Now I'm starting to think that I might remember that happening. Wow. Anyway, go ahead. Next one.
You remember it. I feel like you would just have really good recollection of any time a woman has ever touched you, because it happens so infrequently.
Yeah, but this form of touching was to try to hide part of me.
Well, aren't you always trying to hide part of yourself when touching a woman? Zinga.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, yeah. Like make a deposit.
All right.
Yeah, next one.
Sean, we have known each other longer than we haven't. We met when we were 13 years old and started actually hanging out when we were 15. Thanks to your random phone call one Friday evening, which turned into a weekend-long sleepover at my house, we have maintained a nearly 30-year friendship. We have created both good and horrible comedy together. We have brought people both joy and annoyance together. And for a long time, we were always seen as a duo. I would get asked, "Where's Sean?" And you would get asked, "Where's this person who wrote this?" If, God forbid, we were ever somewhere without each other. After I moved to Chicago, you were the one person that really made a huge effort to keep in contact with me. It wasn't super frequent at first, but then you brought up the idea to start this podcast. This masterpiece is all your fault. And though there are times I want to pull out what's left of my hair because of this thing, I continue to do it because I'm doing it with you. You have always been the Abbott to my Costello, the peanut butter to my jelly, and the additional example to my other additionally awesome example. I wanted to say something mean in this birthday message to balance it all out. Instead, I will leave you with this. Happy birthday, Sean, to many more years of irritating each other through comedy that we both push way too far.
Mike Winskowski.
Who wrote it? No, God damn
it. Jackie Graysick.
No.
So now I'm sorry I hope that this doesn't hurt your feelings.
No, what?
I hope this doesn't hurt your feelings that you now know that I brought up the idea of doing this podcast clearly with someone else first. Because whoever wrote this was the person I tried to get this podcast going with.
Right.
And they turned me down and they said, someone who's desperate for something like this, who maybe I am 100%.
The person I moved to Chicago with.
Yeah, maybe I am 100% jerk on this one, on this show, but hey, well, that was you. That was from you.
It was from me. You're right.
I knew it the moment you said we met at 13, but didn't start hanging out until 15.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of hidden messages in there.
You didn't bury the lead. Yeah, there's not a lot of.
Well, to be honest, I wrote that not thinking we were going to make a game out of it.
Yeah. Oh, right. It was just going to be. Hey, this one's for me.
Didn't really bury the lead.
Well, yeah. So, and not, there's not a lot of other people that fit that description. It's very specific,
Yeah. The Costello jelly, awesome example.
Other
it's
example.
Me.
Yeah. So, yes. So for those who, in case you're curious, we have attempted to make tons of comedy together, and by probably good measure, none of you have ever seen or heard it.
No, but maybe
a lot of it.
Maybe one day we'll read some of that old hilarious comedy we used to write.
We could, and to be fair,
yep.
we get good feedback on it.
We got good feedback on it back in the day.
Well, yeah, because we haven't read any of it to anyone since then.
True. But when you read it to me a couple years ago, whew, it was funny to me, but not the way it used to be. I do have one last one.
Oh gosh, I thought you were going to save the best for last yourself.
I wouldn't have said the best. I was going to save myself for last until I got this one.
Oh boy.
My dearest Sean, as I sit down to write you this letter, my heart is overflowing with emotions that I find impossible to contain. It's not often we get the chance to express the depths of our feelings for someone as extraordinary as you, my dear friend. So please indulge me as I pour out my heart in this sappy love letter. From the moment we crossed paths, my life has been forever changed. You entered it like a gentle breeze on a warm summer day, bringing with you the warmth and light that I never knew I was missing. We started as friends, but with every passing day, my admiration and affection for you have grown beyond measure. Your friendship has been a beacon of hope and happiness in my life. Through the highs and lows, you've been my confidant, my partner in laughter, and my shoulder to lean on. You've shared your dreams, your fears, and your heart with me, and I am endlessly grateful for your trust and vulnerability. What makes our friendship even more remarkable is the love that has blossomed within it. It's a love that transcends the boundaries of ordinary friendship and becomes something truly special. It's a love that I cherish more than words can express. Your smile brightens my darkest days, and the sound of your laughter is music to my soul. Your kindness, compassion, and unwavering support have touched my heart in many ways, in ways I can hardly describe. You are my refuge, my safe haven, and my greatest treasure. As I pen down these words, I want you to know that my love for you is genuine and deep. It's a love that celebrates your uniqueness, admires your strength, and embraces your flaws. It's a love that knows no bounds and is offered freely and unconditionally. In you, I found a friend like no other, and my heart overflows with gratitude from the moments we've shared and the memories we've created. I look forward to a future filled with even more adventures, laughter, and love. So, my dear friend, please accept this sappy love letter as a testament to the special place you hold in my heart. You are loved, cherished, and adored beyond measure, and I thank the universe every day for bringing you into my life. Who wrote it?
Chat GPT.
Yep. Yay! I had to bring it back.
Okay, so if that was actually written by someone, I knew it was fake. Like it wasn't someone's real feelings. But for a very, very tiny moment, I almost had like a little glimmer of hope that someone actually thought that fondly of me.
ChatGPT does.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So
I asked it to write me a sappy love letter to a friend.
You know what, ChatGPT? I can assure you that our dear friendship will go on for years and years to come, and we can expect many more years of laughter and heartache and joy and love and all those things you said. You mean the world to me, ChatGPT.
Yay! Happy birthday, Sean.
Wow. This is really weird to have an entire episode talking about me.
Yeah, it went a lot longer than I thought. We rolled with it. So I guess we won't get to the crappy stories from Reddit.
I guess not. And that's what we call a gift to me.
No more Reddit stories?
Yeah. We get to skip out on Reddit stories. And,
yay.
And trivial three-piece suit. That's what it was.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I am actually surprised about the number of replies you got. I actually want to sincerely thank everyone who did send something in. It means a lot. And yeah, thanks a lot. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect any of this.
Yeah, well, it just kind of seemed like a simple thing to do, and the episode just happens to be falling on your birthday, so I'm like, why not? I kind of shot it out there hoping I'd get responses, not really expecting to get a bunch, just because it was very short notice, to be honest. If I would have thought of it a couple weeks ago, I probably could have gotten a bunch more, but I'd say most of the people responded, just a couple that didn't, but maybe I'll get some late ones that I can throw in as little asterisks next week.
or if they happen to get to you before Tuesday, maybe they can be tagged on at the end or something.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you can do a text-to-speech thing and have it, or you could read them. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
True.
And I can't wish that more come in, that because by the time they hear me say it, it'll be too late to be
true
on this episode anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you everybody who chimed in and sent me some stuff, especially some that were very short notice. I literally got some today that I had messaged people literally today and got responses. So thanks to all of you who chimed in to be a part of this episode today. And some of you need to be on the show that haven't, and others need to come back on the show.
Yeah, thanks to all who decided to write in and say nice things about this 100% jerk.
100%.
They clearly don't deserve it.
Well, we will see you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
If you have a question, complaint, or threat for Sean or Matt, you can reach us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at hsfamouspod. Or you can email the show at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. No animals were pleasured during the making of this podcast, despite our best efforts. All hail our Lord and Savior.
Matt and a horse's ass.